Giants fan.
Man, it was a tough day too, but a loss is something that we'll get over. There's always tomorrow.
And we've got a whole lot to tell you about this game. Interviews, all the highlights, Giants, Dodgers opening day, and Extra Innings is next live from Pacific Bell Park. And the scene from this opening day to start the 2000 season on the home schedule. Everything perfect. The weather ideal. The Dodgers in town. The crowd was psyched. I'm Mark Ibanez.
And I'm Vida Blue.
And we welcome you to this first edition of Extra Innings for this 2000 season. Vida, I don't think it has a real nice ring to it, the house that Kevin Elster built.
I know,
but you could sure call it that after game one. 3 home runs for a guy who didn't even play in the majors last year.
He was somewhere playing softball somewhere in the beer leagues, but from the 8th spot, he hit 3 home runs. I almost jumped off the second deck after he hit the 3rd one, but that's the way the game of baseball goes, Mark.
And the Giants had some power themselves, but all their long balls came with the bases empty. We're going to tell you all about it, run through the highlights, hear from the Giants themselves, but right now we've got Joe Fonzie standing by with one of the men of the hour, Peter McGowan. Joe?
Yeah, Mark, for our first guest, we did go right to the top, Giants managing general partner, Peter McGowan. And Peter, I think everything about the day perfect except the last chapter. You would have liked to have had a win, obviously.
Right, and I thought we were going to get one. I mean, it really did. Lost 6-5, and we had our chances. We'll just have to come out and get them tomorrow night. It does take a little bit of the pleasure out of the day, but this is still a pretty remarkable day, I think, for San Francisco.
And it looked for a minute in the 9th inning when JT Snow leads off the inning with a home run. We got some tape of you and your reaction to that. So obviously, you know that the cameras are going to be on you down in that box throughout the season.
I didn't know they were on me, but I was real excited. I thought that ball was going to pretty good shot at hitting the water, and I guess it didn't. I guess it landed on the port walk, I think. But that was great. I mean, to see it right from where we said, we had a very good view of it.
Well, the thing that people will know by watching you, and anybody who has watched you for a while has already known about you, and we do watch the home run now, and we're going to see your reaction, is that you were a baseball fan first before you ever got involved with the Giants, and I think that's been instrumental in your involvement with the Giants.
Well, I love the game. I mean, I do think it's the most beautiful game ever invented. It's just about a perfect game, hard game to play well. And the people that we see up here at this level do play it well. And, you know, I think it's the kind of a game you can really take your family to. I used to go with my dad, and I had my grandson with me today. He's not even 4 yet. But that's the kind of a thing I think you can do with baseball that really people don't seem to do with football or hockey or basketball. It makes it different. We got a lot of kids out here, and they are our future fan base, so we do what we can to try to treat them well.
Do you get just an incredible sense of accomplishment when you look around now? When your group took over this team, I think everyone knew, the group knew, that what this team needed was a new stadium. You also knew that you couldn't do it the way that the old stadiums had been presented. You guys quietly went about putting the groundwork together before you ever went public with anything, and this must be an incredible sense of accomplishment now to look at what you've done.
Well, it is. I mean, it was hard. I'm not going to say it was an easy thing to do. I think we're very fortunate here in San Francisco to have had a lot of breaks go our way. I mean, we are blessed with a very strong economy here. We had very good interest rates. We had a lot of people that we were able to persuade to buy the charter seats, average price about $4,000 a seat. A lot of people come up to me today and said, I want to check out my investment. And it really is their investment too. And we never could have done it without the people making that kind of a commitment. So the ownership made a commitment, but so did our fans. 29,000 full season tickets. Quite a commitment on the part of our fans.
That really is what's unique about this, and I understand that this is a model for other major league teams in some way to kind of copy this model. Maybe the sharing revenue or the sharing costs not exactly the same way the Giants have done it, the exact same formula, but I know a lot of teams are interested in talking to you folks.
Well,
now.
Almost everybody in baseball has been out now to see the ballpark and to ask us how we financed it. I think the days are over when you're going to see communities agree to 100% public ownership of a stadium. it will be a blend, I think, from now on. It might be only 10% private, 90% public, or it might be 50-50, depending on the community. But I think the days are over when the taxpayers are going to agree to tax themselves 100% to build these kinds of facilities.
And in the meantime, you'll have people coming up telling you what's wrong with the garlic fries and those kinds of things, and that's the way you guys like it.
Sure, that's okay. I mean, they've been doing that ever since we've been in Candlestick. I think anybody in the service business, whether it's grocery business or baseball business, has got to listen to the fans and learn from them. And we know we're still things we've got to learn and do better out here than we did today. And we'll get them better.
Well, congratulations on what's been accomplished so far, and hopefully win number 1 is tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Thanks for being with us, Peter. Let's go back to Mark and Vida, guys.
All right, I appreciate that, Joe, and we will have the highlights from this Giants-Dodgers matchup, the first of the season, for you in just a few minutes. But to my left, joining Vida and I, is Larry Baer, the Executive Vice President of the Giants, and the General Manager, Brian Sabean, who, you guys are smart. You have shades, Larry. We got to get with it here. Looking right into the sun, but we'll wait for just a second for the critique of the ball club with Brian Sabean. But overall, Larry, obviously, as Peter, just to amplify on that, I mean, a great sense of accomplishment for the organization. A perfect day other than the final score if you're a Giant fan, but just your feeling. I mean, you've waited so long for this moment to happen. It finally does. Reality here. Was it everything you figured it would be on opening day?
Well, I think it was, Mark. I mean, it was, a big sense of exhale, quite frankly, after 2 decades. We were talking about this the other day. The first report about the case for a downtown ballpark was written in 1983, and it was about a 200-page report out of the mayor's office. And here we are 17 years later, and I tell you, it's nice now we can just concentrate on going to baseball games and enjoying baseball games and seeing the Giants march forward and head toward a championship in San Francisco, because it's the ballpark and all the promotion for the ballpark and all of that sort of winds down, and now we can focus on baseball.
Larry, have you been able to get in and sleep? The anticipation of opening up the ballpark for regular season have
you were like
so
a kid
high.
On Christmas Eve, weren't you, last night?
I was looking for Santa Claus. I was. It was the kind of thing that there's just so much anticipation. You go through the last few years, we've had the numbers up at Candlestick: 700 days, 300 days, 100 days, and it was really the effort from so many people inside the organization and then so many people out in the community outside the organization to get us to the day. And as we've talked about, if you can do one of these right, Brian grew up going to games at Fenway. If you can do one of these right, a ballpark like this can be around for 40, 50 years.
Now, I have the sense that Brian's sitting here saying, all right, everything's great with the ballpark and all of that, but let's talk about the ball club.
Except the damn outcome, right?
That's right.
Damn the outcome.
Absolutely.
What about this Kevin Elster? You guys need to find a recipe for this guy. Didn't even play last year.
If anybody could have picked him before the game as a pick-to-click or a guy that would hit 3 home runs, I don't know that anybody in the house would have done so.
He made it look easy.
Amazing
nice
story.
Approach, and he hit the ball out.
He's been known as a fastball hitter, good mistake hitter, and he did get 3 pitches that he could hit. I think he really geared it up on the pitch to Rodriguez, because by and large I consider him a guy that probably is slightest speed bat.
Brian, I was looking at the speed pitch, and the pitch that hit off Rodriguez was clocked at 91 miles per hour, so he's definitely locked in on the fastballs today. But as you said prior to the game, who would have thought that this guy, Kevin Elster, who was out of baseball last year, would have hit not only 1 but 2, but a 3rd home run? I almost jumped off the second deck after he hit the 3rd one, which, I mean, it's this from the 8th spot in the lineup. That's what's so unusual.
I'm curious to get both of your thoughts about this ballpark as it plays during the day as opposed to night games. A lot of the ball players said, hey, it doesn't carry that well, but you wouldn't know that today. What are your thoughts about how this is going to affect things
offensively? What's interesting today is similar to the Yankee game when we played on a Saturday night. In my mind, there was literally no wind. I've always felt a power hitter is going to hit home runs no matter where you're at.
Absolutely.
And maybe in a park like this where it is so enclosed and you do have mistakes being thrown in any game, that because there are no wind conditions that can battle the ball, the park may play truer. Now, what's interesting, there was some real deep balls hit today. Eltz's last home run, the home run that Mirabelli hit, and the one that Bonds crushed, and that's really to the deepest part of the ballpark. That's from 382 over to 421. So I'm not sure any of us know. I think on any given day it could play differently, but today certainly was very interesting.
You know, we were joking, Mark, through the years people have said, well, what's the difference between Pac Bell Park and Candlestick weather-wise? And we would joking and say, well, Pac Bell Park, it'd be 94 degrees and tropical. Well, the reality was with the 2 exhibition games, it was 84 degrees. So we said we lied. We were 10 degrees off. Tonight, or today, it was another warm day. We really haven't had a cool San Francisco day for a baseball game, so probably need to reserve some judgment until we have a cool day. The good news is, in terms of the weather, is we're fairly confident that the wind, even on the coldest of days in San Francisco, the wind will be much reduced from Candlestick.
No, Larry. It's going to be like this all the time. What are you talking about?
We're hoping so.
Yeah, except for the final score. We thank you very much, both of you, for stopping by.
Thanks.
Brian Sabean, General Manager, and Executive Vice President Larry Baer. And we've got a lot more coming up for you on Extra Innings. The highlights of this ball game, Giants-Dodgers, when we return from Pacific Bell Park next.
The new K101. The best mix and Don Blue in the morning.
It's like rain.
The best mix of the 90s, 80s, and today.
Man, I feel like a woman.
The best mix and Don Blue in the morning. Hear the difference. The new K101.
Everyone says they guarantee low prices, but only Mancini Sleep World will beat any price or your mattress is free. Bring us any advertised price on any Serta, Simmons, or Springer mattress, and we'll beat that price or your mattress is free. It's that simple. Plus, Mancini's gives you free delivery, free setup, and a free bed frame with every mattress, every time. You expect more for your money. We give you more. That's why we are the Bay Area's best place to buy a mattress.
Maybe you've heard about the Colonel's Tender Roast Sandwich up the road at KFC, but you still haven't tried it? Somehow you've been able to resist that plump breast filet, deep marinated then slow roasted to seal in all that juicy taste. You might be surprised that any chicken sandwich can have this much flavor. So what are you waiting for?
How about we drop the price?
Okay, right now you can try the Tender Roast at a special Y-weight price, $1.99.
Laurel Lane used to be a very friendly neighborhood. Kids running around, you know, they'd see me, hey, mailman, you know, it's nice. And everybody started sharing the same cable line for the internet. The more people, the slower it got. Now people aren't very friendly anymore. It's awful. It's like a war zone. Web hog.
The internet is, once again, your friend. Call now for free installation and free modem.
Maldonado with the lead from third. Butler off second. Thompson from first in the pitch. And Clark hits it up the middle in center field. Baseball. Maldonado scores. Here comes Butler on his way to third as Thompson. The Giants lead 3-1.
Bringing us here live on a beautiful afternoon, opening day, year 2000. San Francisco on the short end, however, to the Dodgers, 6-5 the final. Lots of highlights, and we're joined by Vida Blue, and you're going to hear from the Razor, Ralph Barbieri, in just a few minutes. But what say we press play and go? I know Ralph's going to have plenty to say. Let's roll the highlights.
Every time Kevin Elster plays at Pac Bell Park, he kills the Giants.
That's right.
Every time.
It just doesn't make sense. But let's check out how this afternoon started. And the Dodgers had the first base runner of the game, but not for long. Devon White picked off that slick lefty move that you know something about, Vida, with Kirk Reeder.
Hey, with a guy like that who's going to run, you know that anytime you throw it, you may catch him leaning towards second base. He probably has a green light anytime he wants to go.
The crowd was pumped up, and with JT Snow, you know you're in good hands and the perfect throw down. And you got a feeling Barry is going to own a lot of those records when it comes to Pacific Bell Park, and he will always be known as the guy to knock in the first run ever here. Shot into that right field corner off Chonho Park. Around comes Billy Miller, who had singled. We've got 1-0, and interesting how that right field is going to play, Vida.
Well, it's amazing how I'm still surprised that the teams are pitching to Barry. And I said earlier this year, if they pitch to him, he may hit 70 home runs himself.
Well, he's certainly off to a great start. Got to stay healthy, and the lead lasting until the third, when Kevin Elster, veteran infielder, rocks the first of 3 off Reeder. This is a solo number. We've got 1-1, and that's the first ever home run at Pacific Bell Park when it counts for real. And the Giants saw way too much of that guy. Little drama in the bottom of the third. Barry Bonds fouled one off his ankle. I think everybody in the park thinking about Matt Williams, who broke a bone fouling one off his foot recently, fearing the worst but getting the best of news soon after, as Barry was able to shake things off, and that scares you a little bit.
And it hit him pretty solid. I thought it was just trying to get him a little TV time, but when the trainer went out there to take a look at him, and of course the next pitch, here it goes. He jacks it out of here for a Barry Bonds dinger.
He's got a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he?
Great.
And that sucker was about 450 too, right over the Bank of America side. He hit that very well.
No cheapie, his third of the year, and Chan Ho Park, the victim there. Giants on top to the tune of 2-1, and so Barry is the first Giant ever to hit one out of this park for the home team. As you get a look at it, and like you say, Ralph, that thing was shot.
Yeah, really a prodigious blast. You know, the interesting thing too about right field, there are 4 different surfaces it can hit out there too, so that's going to be a fun field to watch.
But the story's soon swinging the Dodger way again.
Who was that?
Yeah, you got it, Elster. I can't get over the fact he didn't even play last year. His second home run put the Dodgers up 3-2, and after failing to turn a double play ball later in that 5th inning for the Dodgers, it's Sean Green. He's hit balls a lot harder than that, but little Dunker going to bring in another run in the person of Devon White. 4-2 Dodgers. Boy, they thought they had Sean Green on that play for sure. But the Giants fight back, have their chances. 2-on, check swing. Yeah, excuse me, the Dodgers will take it. Double play ball around the horn off the bat of J.T. Snow. But Chan Ho Park trying to get a little cute with Rich Aurelia, keeping it away from him, like really away to the backstop. Wild pitch allowing Jeff Kent to come on in, and the Giants are again within 4-3, continuing to have problems surrendering runs after 2 are out. This time it happened in the 7th. 2 out when former Oakland A Geronimo Baroa slicing one down the line and right. Devon White scoring 5-3. No shortage of action. Dan Marabelli lofting what you might call a Ruthian shot, left center field. His first of the year. He had tripled earlier, but it scores only 1 run, and the Giants still down 5-4. Marabelli looking pretty good, Vida.
He surprised me with his power. We know that he has a good bat, but he hit this ball a long ways.
And he has hit his 3rd.
There's a look at him, and it's just a little too much of that guy. And the Giants, when they were able to power the ball out of the park, they were doing their damage with nobody on. In the 9th to start things, J.T. Snow goes deep.
And this is the final and 6th home run of this opening game today. And you know, the jury's still out as whether this is a pitcher's park or not, Ralph, but 6 home runs, that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, it does look that way. There's a lot of room in the alleys, and it doesn't look like it's a pitcher's park, but the wind is blowing in a lot of different directions. I've been to all 3 games, Vida, and and there are the boats out in right field. You know, I saw a guy hanging from a mast. A guy was watching the ball game hanging from a mast from over the right field.
I think we're going to see a lot of weird stuff. We've got J.T. Snow standing by with Joe Fonzie. J.T. got the Giants close, but just within a run, and that's the way it ended. Joe, go ahead.
All right, thanks, Mark. Yeah, we were speculating right now on whether or not that ball got wet, and I guess it didn't. So J.T. still zeros out there on the splash hits. I don't know, 9th inning, it looked like you guys had a little bit of a spark going there, and everything was perfect except the final score for the Giants today.
Yeah, it was a great day. You know, we wish the final score would have been different, but we got a lot more games to be played here, and you always like to win your first game in a new ballpark. So we would like the outcome to be different. Kevin Elster kind of had a say in that today, and he had a great game, and not much you can do about that. But it's a great place. Everything that's been talked about, the pregame ceremonies, it's going to be a fun place to play for 80 more home games.
From a baseball standpoint, we know about how much closer the people are. There's a lot less foul territory, those kinds of things. Do you think it's a fair ballpark in terms of the way the ball will carry, in terms of the things that you have to be concerned with as a fielder, those kinds of baseball issues?
I think it will. It's still too early to tell what
I'm Fred Inglis out here at the corner of 3rd Street in 24 Willie Mays Plaza, where the crowd came out rather leisurely and very orderly, and we thought maybe we'd get a little fan feedback in terms of just how the thing went for you today. What's your name and where were you seated?
Catherine Fowler, and we were in section 310. We were about at the top. I was 4 seats from the top of the stadium. I had a great bird's eye view. It was fabulous.
How much of the game were you watching? How much of the sights were you watching?
I was pretty much watching most of the game, but it was hard not to watch some of the sights with the boats out in McCovey Cove. I could almost reach up and touch the Blue Angels. They were so close. It was very exciting, very exciting.
How windy was it up there? Come on, be truthful.
It was not windy. It was not windy at all.
Yeah.
I wore my sweater, never had to put on a jacket.
Now, we understand that you were from St. Helena?
Yes.
Is this something we want to come back, and is it worth coming back for?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I wouldn't miss this for anything, and if I could get season tickets, I would, but I don't think I will, or can anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ticket.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to a few more fans. Thank you very much, Catherine.
It's a pleasure.
We'll talk to a few more fans later on, but right now we'll take you up to Sal Castaneda up in Traffic Central. He's going to tell us how easy or how difficult it is to get out of Pac Bell Park.
Hey, Fred, you're lucky you don't have to go anywhere for a while, because it has been somewhat crowded. People are exiting, 40,000 plus fans today, so let's go out and see what we can see with the live pictures that we have out there. Now remember, if you're trying to leave via King Street or the freeway, it looks like it's very heavy also coming into the China Basin area. What you're seeing there is northbound 280. A lot of people, surprisingly, coming down perhaps to get part of the action south of Market. The one on your right is the exit ramp. This is 3rd and King. It looks like they have a couple of lanes closed, and I'll tell you why. There are so many pedestrians that they are not fitting on the sidewalks outside of the stadium. Let's go to the parking lots now and see that people are emptying out in an orderly fashion. We still had some spaces left, although the best way to get here obviously is by public transit. As we are panning over to the right, you can see that things are definitely very crowded, but orderly in general. Caltrain and Muni have been carrying a bulk of the riders to Pac Bell Park, so it really has been a nice game that way. Not a lot of crowding, and it was actually kind of pleasant getting here if you came on Caltrain. Now let's go back onto the field, and here's Joe Fonzie.
All right, thanks, Sal. We kind of interrupted JT Snow in mid-sentence, and we were talking about the ballpark, whether or not it's true or fair in terms of the way the ball carries and in terms of things as a fielder that you have to be concerned about.
Yeah, I think it's going to just take some time. We're going to have to play some games here and see what happens. As of right now, it looks like it's a pretty fair ballpark. We're used to playing in Candlestick, which was, there's a lot more room, but we'll get used to that. And all indications right now, the guys on the other teams have said what a great ballpark it is. Guys on our team are excited, so it'll just take some time.
Is it kind of a sense of pride for the players and maybe an attraction for future players? I mean, there was a time when you couldn't get a free agent to even think about coming to the Giants. Those days changed with Dusty Baker and the new ownership group. But would you say now it's going to be kind of a sense of pride and maybe a reason why people want to come and play in San Francisco?
Yeah, it might. I mean, there's been a lot of positive feedback from the 3 games that we played here amongst guys on other teams saying what a neat park this is and how it's going to help us as a home team also. And like you said, players may be interested in San Francisco now. So it's a great reward for all the guys that have played a number of years over in 3Com, Candlestick, and have had to brave those elements and those small crowds over there. It's really a payoff for guys on our team.
Well, we appreciate you taking a little time with us and hope that win number 1 in the 2000 season here comes real soon, probably tomorrow night.
All right, we'll do.
All right, thanks, JT. JT Snow. We'll have more from Pac Bell Park as we continue right after this.
Stay tuned for a complete wrap-up of the Giants home opener tonight at 6. We have the fans, the players, all the highlights, also live traffic coverage and how the game will affect your commute home.
AT&T One Rate 7-cent plan. 7 cents a minute. All day, every day.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Nothing.
7 cents all day, every day?
So?
You're doing my thing.
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? Okay, who are these guys?
Neighbors.
Really? Okay, 7 cents a minute, all day, every day?
No, it's more like all day, every day.
Okay, don't make me come up there.
All day, every day. Call 1-800-4-1-RATE to enroll.
Taco Bell introduces wild chalupas and wild gorditas covered with our hot and spicy wild sauce. A chunky, zesty blend of peppers, chilies, and other good stuff, just 99 cents for a limited time.
Excuse me.
Make sure you pick up a drink. Only at Taco Bell. How do you make the double-decker taco with its combination of our crunchy shell and soft shell even better?
I'm all ears.
You drop the price to just 59 cents.
Somebody pinch me.
59-cent double-decker tacos, only at Taco Bell.
Did you know you can get Hertz without the planes? So the things you're used to getting from Hertz at the airport, you can get right in your neighborhood. At Hertz Local Edition, like the same great cars. The contract rate you're used to. Frequent traveler miles and points. And we'll even come and get you.
Now that's service.
You'll find it all at Hertz Local Edition. The Hertz next door.
Listen up, Bay Area. The People's Court is now on weekday afternoons at 5 on Fox 2.
Worst in 96 to first in 97. Do you believe in destiny? They do in San Francisco.
Absolutely beautiful. No wind to speak of, and I suppose it's a lot more pleasant afternoon if you're still at the ballpark and not out on the freeway trying to get somewhere right quick. But
that guy's got the right idea. They're just sailing along.
Marky Bonias with Vida Blue and Ralph Barbieri. And to say Ralph Barbieri of KNBR was a proponent of this ballpark would be the understatement of this young century. But I know you have a little something more you want to say about the ballpark, and, you know, the airwaves are yours.
Oh, well, thank you, my sweet. No, I mean, really, after being on KNBR for 16 years, you get a little jaded. I don't really care who's batting second in the lineup or what's going on in that regard, but 5 elections, you know, 4 of them failed, and they tried all kinds of different sides. This is for posterity, you know, this is for your kids and mine, this is for the future, this is so the Giants will stay in San Francisco and have a great place to play baseball for time immemorial, really. And the funny part about it is everybody who talked about this ballpark, Vida, I'm sure the same thing happened to you, they just get giddy, like little kids just talking about it. I mean, I've been to all 3 games here, and you see the people coming in, and they can't believe it after having spent 40 years at Candlestick.
We're finally big league.
My only problem is I feel helpless. I wish I could have come out here to get a hitter out today. I wish I could play here now, man. This is the first time I really wanted to play baseball since I retired. I teased Brian Saban about throwing batting practice.
This isn't the first time you wanted to make comebacks every year. I thought you were making a comeback.
Just this ballpark, man. Just this ballpark is doing that to me.
When he sees those 5 and 6 ERAs with these other pitchers, and I can do that.
And the money that those guys make, I'd go out there and give up 5 runs. No kidding.
I want to talk about a guy who just always seems to rise to the occasion. Say what you will about him, but Barry Bonds, I mean, when it comes time to get it done and there's a special occasion, he always seems to come through. And as we saw a little bit earlier, if you just joined us, Barry took a pretty good shot off the ankle there, and everybody thinking about Matt Williams, and it's no longer a laughing matter when a guy fouls one off his foot.
I think he hit it solid off his ankle too, Mark, and he took a little time there, and the trainer came out and did a little adjustment. The next pitch, there she goes.
That's it.
And he got all of it.
Yeah, actually, you know, he sat down. You know, I thought he was going to tell the trainer to go back, but Stan Connie came out, and he sat down, and I figured he's really hurt. Actually, he was limping after the game here a little bit, too.
Well, you know, it used to be a time where you'd hear the dog barks and all the joking around, you know, when a guy fouled. I think Matt Williams changed that back in, I think, 96 is when he was with the Giants, and he fouled one off, and I think a couple of the announcers were making light of it and having a good time with it. All of a sudden, X-ray, broken foot, out 8 weeks, and it's no joke.
It's not a laughing matter. And I thought Barry was seriously hurt also after he went down, and just took some time to let the pain go away. But he got back up, and you know, the truth of that is, and the flair for the dramatic.
And don't think he wasn't trying to hit it out.
I know he was.
I talked to him on KNBR, and I said, how'd you feel about hitting the first one during the exhibition season? And he said, yeah, but I'd like to hit the first one on Tuesday as well. But that went to Kevin Elster, but he has the first Giants home run.
Sure.
That's right, and his first at bat when he doubled into the right field corner, you could just tell by the swing that he was pumped up and he was trying to jack it into the water.
But the first ribby.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry will always have that, and we've got a lot more coming back for you live from Pacific Bell Park. If you're just joining us, the Dodgers did win the ball game. A good one it was. Lots of highlights to review, lots of post-game interviews for you. 6-5 final, though. LA wins, and the Giants are off to a sluggish start. We'll talk about it when we return to Pacific Bell Park live in just a minute on Extra Innings.
You say his name often enough in traffic.
Jesus.
Why not say it where it makes a difference? Whatever your stress level, the Episcopal Church welcomes you.
Dad, how much is a lawn sprinkler? Who's pitching tonight? What's his record? Dad, how many moons is Jupiter?
How long has this been going on?
Please, not another question.
Here, the Sprint PCS wireless web gives you the information and answers you need.
Isn't that chicken a little burnt?
Check stocks, sports scores, shop, all online, and all the calls are crystal clear.
What about Friends? What about Chile?
Lawn
What
sprinkler,
about Milwaukee?
$15.
What about...
And some people wonder why I do this.
Experience the power of the Sprint PCS wireless web.
Burger, fries, and a Coke. Don't bother me. I'm eating. The Carl's Jr. Superstar.
The new K101. The best mix and Don Blue in the morning.
It's like rain.
The best mix of the 90s, 80s, and today.
Man, I feel like a woman.
The best mix and Don Blue in the morning. Hear the difference. The new K101.
Giants baseball, Thursday. It's the last shot at LA until they meet at the end of June. The Giants and Dodgers, Thursday at 7:30 on Fox 2.
Listen up, Bay Area. The People's Court is now on weekday afternoons at 5 on Fox 2.
0-2, Wegener delivers. Mays hits it into left field. There goes number 3,000. Willie Mays gets his 3,000th base hit.
Welcome back to Pacific Bell Park, and we want to mention that these aerial pictures are courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Goodyear recently increased its blimp fleet to 7, adding 2 airships in Europe, 1 in South America, and 1 in Australia, down under. And we are joined now by Rennell in the morning is how I know her, but Rennell Brooks Moon will go, 98.1 KISS FM, playing all the good music to get us rolling. And you do wake us up in the morning, and now you're keeping us going during the game. Rennell, welcome as the new
Thank you.
Is it PA announcer? You must have a better title than that. Come on.
I'm fine with that.
Are
I'm
you?
okay with that. Yes,
okay.
public address announcer.
Just doesn't sound good enough for you.
That's very sweet of you to say that.
Well, I like how you put your personality into it, and really sounding good. But you know, what's it like trying to break into this business with all these sports guys all over the place? Male-dominated bastion here.
Well, I tell you, as you know, Mark, I've done a little bit of work in sports broadcasting over the years, which I think helped me to get this job. But I have just been really blessed to have the most supportive bunch of guys up there in the PA booth and the scoreboard crew, we call them, and I just couldn't be happier.
So I talked about making a comeback earlier in another segment with Raph. So if I was pitching today, let's hear you do now pitching for the
Giants,
number 14 Vida Blue. Let's do it.
I'd be happy to. By the way, I just mentioned that you look like you could get out there and play.
I think it all the time.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for San Francisco, number 14, Vida Blue.
Man, I'm thinking about taking the mound right now.
Look at the hair on the back of his neck is standing up.
I've got to do something. I've got to go play something.
Do you guys actually hear that? Does it ever get you pumped up?
I love that. I love that.
Really?
Now, see, Kurt Reeder was warming up today. If I'm warming up and you announce my name, I usually stop and take my cap off and do a little tip to the crowd.
He had a little showman in him, didn't he?
I get involved.
Okay, that's good to know.
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
But I'm curious, though, what is it really like when you know that the San Francisco Giants are the first organization ever to have a woman as a PA announcer, and you still probably have to deal with the grumbles every now and then. How do you handle that? Is it tough, or do you just, off your shoulder?
I have to let it roll off the shoulder. But honestly, Mark, everything happened so fast, and the fact that I have this job, in this inaugural year of this spectacular ballpark, it hasn't even really hit me yet. If I really sit down and think about the magnitude of it and the pressures that come with it, I will not be able to perform. So I've got to let it go. I've got to clear it out. I've got to clear it out.
Good. Well, we wish you the best of luck. And, I, for one, and I know Vida concurs, it's great sound out there.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And
Thank
wake
you
up
both.
with you all the time. 98.1 KISS FM, Rennell in the morning.
Thanks.
There you go. Thanks a lot, and good luck to you. All right, roving around the ground somewhere, doing something, and bringing us a guest of interest, no doubt, Fred Ingles. Go ahead, Fred.
Just chilling over here at 3rd Street in 24 Willie Mays Plaza, Mark. They say these ceremonial games like this is all for the fans. Well, we've got one here, and this guy is hardcore. Tell me your name.
Gabriel Iniguez.
Gabriel, where did you watch the game from?
From the box seats. I'm not exactly sure. A little too much tequila.
Okay, thank you for sharing that part. I guess, let me ask you this. What do you remember of the game?
I remember we got beat, but that's all right, 'cause I'll get to see a million more games here, See the ticket holder, plan on seeing a lot more games.
Season ticket holder, and you've dressed up like this. Is this going to be a regular routine for you?
Hopefully, hopefully.
All right, Gabriel obviously having a good time here. When Sal is about, he's about ready to tell us just what's going on in Traffic Central.
Hey, Fred, if I wore that on TV, never mind, it probably wouldn't fly. Let's go out and take a look at the 280 freeway coming into town and leaving town. Unfortunately, it looks like people who are coming in for the normal commute trying to get onto the bridge have to drive right by Pac Bell Park, and it's not doing well. That is northbound 280 you see exiting at King Street, and that's also the 6th Street off-ramp you see moving from left to right on your screen. Very crowded, but leaving the stadium, it's not doing that well or that badly. This is 3rd Street right now. Live picture of 3rd Street trying to inch past or towards the lefty old dual bridge, and also you can get a little bit of the here's 3rd Street closer to the stadium. It is crowded. It looks like they have one lane closed off there. That's because too many people as pedestrians were getting out into the street. Muni and Caltrain are doing well, so we're not doing too badly on this first day. A lot of people were wondering what it's going to be like, and maybe we might see some more slow traffic later on. Let's go, let's go out to a commercial break. We'll have more of the special post-game show coming right up after these commercial messages.
Today is the first official Giants game at Pac Bell Park. Coming up on the 6 o'clock news, we'll have complete coverage from fans, the players, the traffic, the full wrap-up of the game. Join us at 6.
Chocolate milk?
It's never happened before, and you never saw it coming. It's your transmission, so who do you call to make sure it's fixed right? AMCO. They have over 700 locations across the country offering lifetime warranties and repairs. That means wherever you go, the help you need is just a phone call away. It is a good number to have. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO, AA-MCO.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior, I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
I like to sit in traffic. I always look at it as an opportunity to talk to the person next to you.
but other people don't see it that way. Lighten up. Just lighten up. You know, we're all stuck in this world together. Make it happy, you know? I don't mind sitting in traffic as long as I get Chevron with Techron. I feel great no matter where I am.
Make your car feel great. Use Chevron with Techron.
It's a party. It's like a tailgate party.
And he hits a fastball in the air to left field. Coleman going back to the track, to the wall, leaps in the air. It's gone. Home run.
And we welcome you back to Pacific Bell Park. If you are just joining us, maybe working all day, 6-5 the final. The Dodgers do take it in a good ball game over the Giants, and I have with me Vida Blue and Barry Bonds. Barry, I'm going to let you introduce us to your special guest, first of all. Get that squared away.
Say Dada. Say hi, Asia. Say hi. She doesn't want to talk right now. She's playing shy.
Barry's daughter. And, you know, Barry, I guess you just had x-rays taken, and give us the latest on the ball you fouled off your foot. You're okay.
Yeah, I hit the ball off my ankle. I'd never hit a ball off my ankle before, and that kind of stung. And so they just wanted to take x-rays for precautions, but it's just a bruise. I'll be all right.
So you're in the lineup tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
What a question.
You know, everybody used to kind of chuckle about those things when you knocked one off your foot, but ever since Matt Williams, you know, the severity that they can cause, and you had a lot of people worried.
I was worried because, you know, my leg just kept vibrating and kept shaking, and then Stan came out there and Dusty said, just take it easy, you know. It's you know, it's too early right now. Let's just take a break and see if it comes back. And all of a sudden, I started getting feeling in it again, and I said, okay, I'm all right now.
Well, Barry, you knocked in the first run as a San Francisco Giant here at Pacific Bell Park, and you hit the first home run as a Giant here. I know you wanted more, and you know you wanted to do it in your first at-bat, but overall, your feeling about the performance today?
Well, I feel that offensively we did a good job. We held them defensively when we had to. We just gave up the big home runs to Kevin Ellister. I mean, and that's basically what it comes down to. I mean, let's forget about the first hits and the first home runs and all that. You know, we need to keep the opposition from scoring more runs than us, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to panic, but obviously the depth of the pitching was key today. Like, so you made great defensive plays, and Dusty had the matchup that he wanted, but Elster hit that last home run off of Rodriguez, as I said earlier, on the speed gun. It said it was a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. And the first home run was a 3-2 count anyway. And Kirk was just trying to make a pitch where he could have easily popped that ball up 9 out of 10 times. That's what he would probably do. But today, he's the star of the game with 3 home runs. And who would have thought that a guy hitting in the 8th spot would have done that?
Exactly. You know, basically right now, you know, Vida, we've been putting the numbers up on the board, and you know, it's just that every time we get close or we take a lead, the other team keeps coming back on us, and we have to shut down a couple of innings to give our defense a break, and our pitchers are going to have to, out of the bullpen, they're going to basically have to close that door, and that's what it comes down to. It's like we score a run, then boom, we're right back on us, and then we kind of catch up a little bit, and boom, they pull away again, and we're going to have to stop that real soon.
Barry, do you feel like overall with the team right now, there's a feeling, okay, we got the hullabaloo over with, the first game with Pacific Bell Park, now let's get down to serious business. We're 3-5, and we got some work to do, and let's cut the stuff about the ballpark. Let's talk baseball.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's tough for us right now because we even catch ourselves looking at this beautiful ballpark. I mean, I catch myself going, wow, these luxury boxes are nice. Or, look at this right field fence, though. But it's early right now, and this is one thing about this ball club. We don't panic. We're not a panic team. We take things in stride, and we know that things can turn around.
Okay, well, look, I've got to get back to your home run. Describe the pitch. Tell me, I mean, do you really, you know when the ball is in your zone where you're going to hit it out or not? And when they throw that, I've thrown a lot of batting practice, guy. I've thrown balls inside. He's had me just pound them inside. But when that ball is inside, your bat speed is so quick, you turn on that ball, you know you should hit it out, don't you?
Yeah, you know, a good 85% of the time.
Absolutely.
I should. But sometimes that comes with, you know, what happened when I fouled the ball off my foot, I figured maybe he might try to come back down there. And most pitchers do. You foul the ball off your foot, they're going to try and come with that tight slider again. And I was prepared for it, and he just hung a changeup on me. And I don't know what he was thinking, but I was like, thank you.
Well, Barry, glad that it's not a break, just a bruise. See you in the lineup tomorrow, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you, guys. Say bye-bye. Say bye.
She's camera shy.
Yay.
Oh, there's a wave. All right. First camera appearance and looking good, just like Dad was today. And we've got some more for you. Fred Inglis, who has managed to rove around this ballpark and find some unusual fans. Check this out. Fred, go ahead.
Well, Mark, hopefully we got a few more sober fans here at the corner of King Street and Willie Mays Plaza. As you can see, Willie Mays statue right behind me here. But you want to see a fan. Look at this guy. This guy is equipped totally. He's got the home video camera. He's got the great 35mm camera. He's got it all. His son down here, Marcellus, with the binoculars. This is how you come to the first ever ball game at Pac Bell. Your name, please.
My name is Ronnie Deemer. I'm from Santa Clara.
Well, what do you think, Ronnie? Was it worth a couple of rolls of film?
It was everything it was built up to be and more. It was perfect. I mean, the park is beautiful. We only lost by one game. It was a close game, but I mean by one run, but you know, it was a beautiful opening day.
Where were you seated?
We were down in the field club, right between first base and home plate.
So you had the big chairs, huh?
Yes.
Tell me, this is Marcellus. Marcellus, what did you like best about today's game?
The home run.
By Barry Bonds home run?
Yeah.
Sure. He meant Barry Bonds, not the Kevin Elster 3 home runs. He wasn't talking about that at all. But as you can see, the crowd's starting to disperse here. It's really clearing up very quickly. People leisurely taking their time to get out of here. And it doesn't really appear to be that much difficulty. A few people taking pictures, of course, of the statue and just kind of commemorating the day, if you will, here at the corner of 3rd Street and 24 Willie Mays Plaza. So let's get you back to you guys.
For giving up two out runs. All right, thanks a lot, Fred, and keep on keeping what you're doing going. Hey, we are now with Henry Schulman, San Francisco Chronicle. Henry covers the Giants, and you read him every morning when you look at the Giants, the box score, and the story. And, you know, we talk about all the ballpark stuff. We've talked about Barry Bonds. What about the pitching staff? And right now, it looks like kind of a dangerous trend, this propensity for giving up the runs with 2 outs and a guy like Kevin Elster coming in here and stealing the show.
Yeah, well, about Elster, JT Snow was just saying that Elster is a dead low ball hitter, and he just got 3 low pitches or right low in the strike zone.
And he did miss him.
He's the kind of guy, you know, he's a good player, even though he was out of ball for a year. I mean, he can still hit him in the sweet spot, and that's what he did. You know, as for the pitching staff, yeah, we talked to Dusty. I talked to Dusty about the 2 out hits, and he said that the pitchers have to bear down a little more, you know, that's when you really have to give your best stuff out there, because those are the ones that kill you.
And Henry, my thinking on that is totally mental. I mean, these guys have great arms, they have great ability, starting rotation, bullpen, but it's all mental. And they could be thinking about, I have 2 outs now, I've got to put this guy away. But you have to go ahead and overcome that mental. It's got to be totally mental.
Yeah, in fact, Dusty was saying that sometimes guys try too hard, and that's when the results go bad. And what you really have to do sometimes is just play your game. You know, just play catch with the catcher, what you're always supposed to do, and not worry about it.
And you work that hard to get those 2 outs, so put it away and get those 3 up and 3 down and go sit down and let your offense take over.
Yeah, but isn't there a case, you know, sometimes easier said than done, the 2 outs? You know, how do you do it, Vida? Come on.
Well, I used to have a manager. We played a game where if you gave up a 2 out single, you had to put money in the kit. It was called a fine. So that would help make you shake you out of those doldrums also.
Well,
but you really just have to focus on the fact that you have 2 outs, and you can't overthrow, you can't just overthink it, but you have to apply your ability and know that you're a big league pitcher and you can get 3 up and 3 down. You can retire 9 guys in a row. You should be able to do that. But as Mark said, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, on the last road trip, if they'd put in $100 for every 2 out hit or 2 out run that's scored, they'd have $2,600 right now. They could have a pretty good party.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Overall, your feeling about this ball club, I mentioned to Barry, you know, let's get all the celebration over with regard to the ballpark, concentrate, no more distractions, off to a 3-5 start. We know what the Diamondbacks are doing, and, you know, it's a early, but it is a bit of a hole right now.
Yeah, Dusty said in spring training, you know, he has these feelings, and he said he had a feeling this is a team that's going to start off okay and that's going to finish great, which has kind of been the opposite of what the teams have done in the last few years with Dusty at the helm. And I guess he got that sense because of all the guys who came into camp who weren't quite ready physically. And that seems to be what's happening. You know, the Giants just have some pitchers who, especially in the bullpen, who really kind of have not found their groove yet. And when they do, the Giants are going to start holding on to some of these leads that they're losing. They've led in every game that they've lost so far. And that's something that if, it happens in April, okay. If it happens in June and July, they're going to be in trouble.
All right, Henry, we appreciate your time.
Sure thing.
Go write your story.
Okay, I do.
We'll look for it tomorrow morning in the San Francisco Chronicle. That's Henry Schulman. And right now, we want to take you around the ballpark just a little bit and show you some of the luxury items that do exist here. Mark Pitta took a little tour of the food angle of this deal at the ballpark. Here's his report on the food and its substance.
Well, opening day means a lot of things, but it also means open the food court. Let's sample some of the yummies here at Pac Bellpark. What did you get there?
This is a cheese pizza.
Just a cheese pizza. Take a bite, see how it is. You want to wipe off any of the grease with a napkin or anything? All right. Okay, in your opinion of eating pizza your whole life, how does that rate?
Rate's pretty good.
If you were to put that in the lineup, where would you have it hitting?
7.
You got the giant jumbo dog?
And I'm going to eat that whole thing. All works. Onions, relish. This is a giant hot dog.
I'm going to see you take a bite of that. You know what? I'm in a romantic mood.
Okay,
Let's take a bite together. I'll take this in. Ready? Okay.
Go for it. Now that's a good hot dog.
I would have it again.
You would have it again?
Sure. You want to get another one?
No.
Oh, okay. I was hoping for one for my wife, but that's okay.
I didn't enjoy it.
Bottle beer.
Bottle of beer.
Gotta get the bottle beer.
All right. Bottle of beer now.
Bottle beer.
Bottle beer. Garlic fries.
Garlic fries.
Can you want me to feed you since you got?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Garlic fries. It's got garlic on it. Let me know. I'll take another one. You should have 2 just to get a really good. 3 just to get a really. No, just to get a really good. There we go.
Very good.
We're gonna order the entire menu: some pulled chicken, some beef chili, Colorado, some chips and salsa, and some guacamole. Now! Oh. I got some breath assurers. Would you like some of those? Here, let's give me some breath. You know what's good? You know what's seriously? You know what's good on garlic fries? Just the breath assurers right on there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Give it a shot. Give it a nice little. What do you think?
Not bad.
Not bad. But you know, you got to eat it like a kid. Like that. Oh. I ordered a spicy salmon roll.
No, that's no spicy salmon roll, is there?
Right there. Let's go see if they really have it. Do you really have the spicy salmon roll, sir?
They're coming.
All right.
Coming right up.
All right, good. What's in here? Okay. Here at Fung, they eat pizza. Okay, chili Colorado. Sampling the chili Colorado. It's running all over the plate. Did you think eating would be this much fun? What'd you think?
Good. But nothing beats a hot dog.
You want a hot dog? Ready? Here we go. Ooh. How is it? These are good too. Give it a shot.
That's kind of like the food in the old days, but here are some fun food facts for you about this ballpark. 26 concession stands, 3 bistros, 4 bars, and a partridge in a pear tree. But Vada, did you get anything to eat today?
I got a little snack. I went to a friend's luxury box, and food was great for me.
It's all around good. Everything was good except the final score, and the man who caught the Giants pitching staff today is standing by with Joe Fonzie. Joe?
All right, thanks, Mark. Inside the Giants clubhouse with Doug Mirabelli. And Doug, a little bit of everything for you today. You got to trot around the bases once, and you also got to sprint to third base. They say that this is going to be a triples ballpark. You can't hit the ball much harder than the ball you hit for a triple, but it looks like it's going to play that way, doesn't it?
Definitely. If I'm running around the bases to third base, you know there's going to be a lot of triples. So, you know, it's a big gap out there. It's hard to cover that whole outfield, but you know, if somebody does happen to hit the ball in that gap, they're going to be running for a little while.
Well, here you are. That's you hit it in the corner in center field, that 421 sign, and then I don't know. You know, catchers aren't known for their speed, but you got around the bases all right. There's stand-up triple. That might be your first.
Well, like I said earlier to the other guys, if I'm going to hit a triple, it's going to be a stand-up because I got to know that I'm going to be able to make it before I go over there. So, you know, it's great. I hit the ball good, and I, you know, end up on third base, and you know, good things happen when you hit the ball hard.
Tell us about the mentality for the players. Opening day, obviously, it's just one of the entire schedule, but there is something kind of mental about wanting to win opening day, especially in a new ballpark, a full house like this.
Well, definitely. I mean, in a situation where you open up a new ballpark, we want to give the fans what they want to see, especially a win there. But we're going to go out every night like it's opening night and try to win every ball game we can. And we came up short tonight, but there's a lot more games.
All right, well, good luck to you. Thanks for stopping by and talking with us, and hopefully that win #1 in the year 2000 comes tomorrow night here against the Dodgers.
And thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, Doug. More to come from Pac-Bell Park as Extra Innings continues after this.
Burger, fries, and a Coke. Don't bother me. I'm eating. The Carl's Jr. Superstar.
Everyone says they guarantee low prices, but only Mancini Sleep World will beat any price or your mattress is free. Bring us any advertised price on any Serta, Simmons, or Springer mattress, and we'll beat that price or your mattress is free. It's that simple. Plus, Mancini's gives you free delivery, free setup, and a free bed frame with every mattress, every time. You expect more for your money. We give you more. That's why we are the Bay Area's best place to buy a mattress.
Breathe in and release. Now, why don't you all assume the Jasmine Blossom position, and I will print out today's moon sign charts. Control, steady, breathe. And release.
Covad DSL. High-speed internet access. 1-800-GO-COVAD.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior, I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
A true San Francisco happening today, opening day 2000. However, the Dodgers did win at 6-5. Thanks for joining us on Extra Innings. We're coming back with more right after this.
Shooting near a Peninsula Middle School sends one boy to the hospital. We'll have late details on what happened. And the Giants officially break in their ballpark. We'll have complete coverage, including what to expect on your commute home.
Chocolate milk? Flying to the LA area for business? If these 96 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to the LA area, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
You are now free to move about the country.
You know what I love about Hong Kong?
What's that?
No leash. There's no way for the office to keep tabs on you.
Hello? Really? It's official? No, thank you.
What is that?
Nextel Worldwide works everywhere we do.
Well, that just means you're gonna have to work everywhere, Bob.
Actually, it means you do. I just got promoted. You work for me.
Introducing Nextel Worldwide. One phone, one number, worldwide. Nextel, how business gets done.
Harvey.
Hey, Ted.
That was my last one.
Moving on, guys. He's dry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Eat it.
Make it a Bud Light.
She suffered his abuse. Now Julia Salinger is about to get even.
You did what?
Party of 5.
Tonight at 9 on Fox 2. The Giants and Dodgers, Thursday at 7:30 on Fox 2.
Welcome back to Extra Innings. 6-5 Dodgers win it on opening day here at Pacific Bell Park. Bobby, your final thoughts?
Mark, I know the pitching was a letdown today, but we're going to go as far as this pitching would take us. Hopefully they can get their act together, and tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, the hoopla is over with regard to the ballpark. It's a beautiful facility. Everybody knows that. But the Giants, who are off to a 3-5 start, need to start getting it together, and that they will. Tomorrow night, they'll play the Dodgers again in the second of a 3-game series. I'm Mark Ibanez.
Fighter Blue.
And we thank you for joining us on Extra Innings. We'll have all the highlights for you coming up at 10 o'clock, but stay with us right now. The 6 o'clock news is next right here on KTVU Channel 2.
Coming up next on the 6 o'clock news, a sellout crowd rushed to fill the seats at the Giants' new packed Bell Park for this afternoon's home opener against the Dodgers. We'll tell you who was the first Giant to send one out of the park and why it was a bittersweet moment. And we'll go live to the Embarcadero for the post-game festivities, including a concert and a fireworks show. The 6 o'clock news is next.
Don't you wish everything was as dependable as a Chevy? Right now, you can find these offers on Chevy cars. Get $1,000 cash back on a 2000 Malibu. And act before April 30th and get $1,750 cash back on a 2000 Cavalier Coupe or sedan. So, want a car you can depend on? See your Chevy dealer today. Chevy. We'll be there.
If you wear glasses or contacts,
listen carefully.
This important message is for you. Announcing freedom from glasses and contacts for as little as $14.95 per eye from LaserView Eye Center, the Bay Area's premier LASIK specialist. This $14.95 offer is limited and ends soon. Find out how LaserView can reduce or eliminate your need for corrective lenses. If you've been waiting for the right time to have laser vision correction, your time is now. Don't wait. Call now for your free consultation. 1-888-LASER-45.
Start with Boboli pizza crust, then pepperoni. No, extra cheese and mushrooms.
Unlike frozen pizza, Boboli is fresh, like only you can make it. Crispy crust, your toppings.
Maybe the works.
Survey says...
Family Feud with host Louis Anderson. Same feud, new attitude.
Tonight at 7:30 on Fox 2.
The San Francisco Giants today played their first official game ever in their new packed Bell Ballpark before an overflow crowd in sunny weather. And while the Giants fought it out on the field, boaters of all kinds made an all-out run at it in McCovey Cove, all of them hoping to catch a home run ball.
The Giants game may be over, but the real party is just beginning for many out here on Piers 30 and 32. A full lineup coming up tonight. The 6 o'clock news is next.
Now, the 6 o'clock news with Dennis Richmond.
The sellout crowd watched history unfold today as the Giants